Welcome, welcome, welcome. I appreciate everybody that's tuning in here today. I have a very special guest coming to the Lunatic Libertarian. We got a lot to talk about in politics, society, and everything that's going around the world today with the war in Iran, the rhetoric that's coming out of our politicians. The people are taking their sides, whether you're a Democratic Socialist, you're a Republican, you're a Democrat, you're a Libertarian, you're an anarchist, you're a socialist, you're a communist. There are so many things going on in the United States right now, it's actually ridiculous. I got somebody that's going to be a very special guest. His name is Alex Wagner, and he talks all about this on his channel. And he's coming on the Lunatic Libertarian to discuss these things right now. Here he comes.
Hey, everybody. How are you?
Welcome, Alex. Thank you.
What's going on today, right?
Oh my God, bro! Thank you very much for coming on my show. I really appreciate you, brother.
Of course. Yeah, I mean, you brought up this Francesca Hong, and I was reading about her earlier today at the beginning of my show, and some of the things she said are kind of like even far out there for far out.
Well, she's for defunding the police. She's for getting rid of the Constitution. She is for getting rid of the Senate. She is for getting rid of many things in this country that made this a country. So, as far as my home state of Wisconsin, I really hope she doesn't become president. Breaking news came out this morning when the I call them the DMZs, right? The demilitarized zones in the United States where there are protests for humanitarian rights or whatever you want to bring. And that is no longer existing in Madison, Wisconsin as of right now. What are your thoughts of what happened down there? Because Francesca Hong was down there saying that this needed to happen, but now it no longer exists. So on the breaking news, and I'm sorry, but yeah, can you give me what your take is on that?
No. So like, it's interesting. As somebody from the Midwest, I grew up in the suburbs of Illinois, kind of in the cornfields area, and so I've had that very Obama, Charlie Kirk, Tea Party kind of upbringing, where it was like we're supposed to celebrate this mainstream Democrat for what he's doing for our state as the president of the United States. But then at the same time, if you're not in the city of Chicago, you're really not benefiting from literally anything from the state. And it seems like that's kind of the same thing with this Francesca lady, where it's like you have these demilitarized zones, and then the state is like, no. But yet she's winning the elections because, Madison, Wisconsin, and in the bigger cities are still saying yes. I mean, one of the craziest things that I saw that she had said was canceling Thanksgiving, where she quote said, "Cancel Thanksgiving. Should have done this in 1621. If it takes a worldwide pandemic for us to realize we should stop celebrating colonialism, so be it. But today we should stop this." It's just, I mean, as an American, left, right, center, whatever, that kind of seems like the most traditional and family valued holiday to kind of be attacking.
Well, if you look at that, I don't even think that's the most disrespectful thing that she said. She said that she has been colonized, and she's so close to white supremacy that she has a biracial child, and it's a male.
Whoa! Well, I read this quote. We were reading this quote at the beginning of our show earlier today. That she had a tweet where I think it was in 2019 or 20, where she was in a Culver's, which if do you know what Culver's is? It's basically like burger.
Yeah, it's a restaurant.
Yeah, very Midwestern style restaurant, like very kind of in.
It's a Wisconsin thing. If you don't know Culver's, you're not from Wisconsin.
Yeah, it's like a I'm trying to think, like a smash burger or a like a.
No, it's Butterburgers. It's its own thing. It's Butterburgers and Sundays
and everything. Yeah, but
it's a commercialized Sunday, or It's a commercialized custard stand. That's what it is. It's a commercialized. But you can get a pork chop sandwich, or a fish sandwich, a walleye sandwich, a butterburger, or whatever kind of malt.
Is solid. I love that. But yeah, she was there, and she tweeted out that that like there was some problem where her kid was eating ice cream, and she got so uncomfortable because she was around, quote, a bunch of old white people, and she felt like she could see the racism in their eyes. Like it was just like it's like almost this like reverse of what it was in like an 80s movie. Like it's kind of baffling to see like, oh, now you have skin color, so now you're afraid of the white majority like attacking you. Like it's a pejorative almost in reverse. But it is quite fascinating, especially to see somebody. And then the defund the police stuff. I mean, she was doing all the defund the police stuff, and then she got this nomination, and the first thing she did when she went on CNN was say she's here for safety and advocacy of the police. Okay.
Well, I think if you look at Francesca Hong and as a person, I'm not saying that she's a bad person at heart, right? But yet again, we're going to look at how people deconstruct you politically.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're deconstructed politically, you're talking about, okay, well, your business failed. Now you're in credit card debt. Well, it's become public knowledge that you have divorced your husband. So, yet again, and now publicly you have said that you have become colonized so much that now your child is about white colonization. Mm-hmm. And it's a male child that is very young. I don't even think he's over 5 years old.
Yeah.
But yet again, this is public statement that can be presented to your child, and it's kind of like you're disgracing them just because of who you married. But yet again, I don't understand her religious backing, because I don't think socialist or democratic socialist or communist or Marxist have any religious backing. I'm a Norse pagan, so I carry Milnor with me everywhere I go. And it doesn't matter if he's around my neck or whatever, but I know Baldir and Tyr and Odin and Thor. So when I worship the gods, I know that I can look to 4 men for wisdom, not just one. Mm-hmm. And the thing is that most people can't understand that.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing, is the morality of religion, whatever that religion is, even just a personal faith yourself, or an understanding or an upbringing in it helps. And I think the kind of a huge problem is that we have this giant millennial backing of all these people that literally grew up in households where they never even experienced a church. They never experienced even going to church on Christmas, or having anybody in their extended family that read the Quran or the Bible or even the Jewish Bible, like anything at all. And so then they're completely vilify anything that is religious or has any kind of religious backing. But what is that then? You're essentially walking around society with no morals. You have no compass.
Well, so you have no core.
Whatever you want.
Well, basically, you have no core, right? You would say you have no core or no basis or foundation, depending on how you view if you need to be flat and you need a foundation, or if you need to have a core so that you're cylindrical. You know what I mean? It just depends on how you surround yourself, right? And what we have to understand is that the basis of most human beings is always going to be about survival. It's always going to be about survival. Now, are you a centrist as far as the family dynamic, man-woman? I don't care what people practice as far as their sexuality, and I really don't care about the label, title, category of identification, because there is no special human according to society to me. And I'm an anarchist. You're a human. That's all I know you as. You're not going to present me any uniform or costume of authority. You're going to present me a badge of authority. You're just another human. That's the only way that I know people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for me, it's like I mean, I guess there's two different sides to it. Like, one is like if you look at like a gay couple adopting a child. I'm like, yeah, that may like anybody should be able to adopt a child. It should be about whether you're actually abusing that child or not, and there's not enough good people.
No malicious intent. No malicious intent.
So it doesn't like I'm not going to bend that there, but then it's strange to me when we're advocating for the state having a marriage between two men or two women, because the marriage has to still go foundationally through a church. And like I was telling my grandparents this the other day, I'm like, yeah, they legalized gay marriage, but there's no nationwide church that lets you get married in a church, gay marriage. And then I looked it up, and there's just one. There's the United Methodist Church, and the United Methodist Church in 2021 split, and they became like this other version, which was the old school, and then the United Methodist was like basically the inner city LGBTQ whatever. And so they kind of like took the Methodist Christian like background and made the United Methodist religion the religion that you can literally be actually married as a gay couple in a church. That's what I was always against. Is kind of just like, how are you saying like separation of church and state, but then at the same time you're saying they get to be married in a church without following the rules of the church? Like, it's up to the church. It's up to the whatever the entity is. It's not necessarily up to the government to decide that. So it's a weird thing because you got the church and state, but you still have the equal rights.
Well,
like the gay cakes and stuff like that, I'm more for it. But the marriage, it's kind of weird because it's like, well, what religion are you going for? Because most of them are going to say you shouldn't do that.
Well, it's funny because it depends on how much you want to participate with the state, right? So the Living Bible, according to the Amish, gives the record of live birth, not the birth certificate. So sovereign citizens bring this up as far as what record of recognition do you want to really provide to the state, and what is the state's authority over that record. Now, according to a biblical passage and what we understand of history, which I think is complete bullshit, by the way, I believe in the Tartaria story. I believe in the story of we had free energy. We had a cataclysm. Life was reset.
Yeah.
Time is not what they said it is. How the hell are people bringing in hundreds of tons of marble all the way into the center of the United States to build these buildings and say that, oh no, it came in by a horse and buggy and they built it in 3 years. Yeah. And you can't build the same replica with 20 years. Like, get the fuck out of here. I'm sorry, I don't believe it. So, you know, with thought recognition, is something that I believe in as well. You know what I mean? And
yeah. I tend to lean that way and have really since like the Graham Hancock Netflix type of breakthrough really into the mainstream. I've been like more so on the like there has to be something to happen. Something that really interested me though was that like just lately I started seeing these memes and these different like news articles being like, look at all these buildings we built in New York. No one today would ever build those buildings. And that starts to like almost work against it because then it's like, wait a minute. Well, yeah, it looks impossible to us to drag all this marble here or to build a pyramid or whatever. But maybe we just aren't really like our minds aren't built like those people because like we're not built like the people that built the skyscrapers either. Like we're definitely not doing that either. And somehow they got up there and they were with those lunch pails and they really did do that. Or at least we.
Oh no, brother. I'm gonna show you this. What is this?
Structural wielding code steel.
Yeah, this is a $700 book.
Okay. Nice.
And this is the actual legislation of how you make buildings. This is structural code.
That's crazy.
And it's all labeled because certified weld inspectors must understand every aspect of this code. So when I talk about these things, I'm not coming from a retrospective attitude. And when I talk to medical professionals, what is this? This says radioactive testing. So this is actually them teaching us how to make a generator, to make a film processing booth, how to make the film, and then how to process the film in the dark room so that I can understand the inclusions that are in any kind of materials.
Yeah, and it's
And when it comes to the sciences, it's ridiculousness when we talk to these people who think that the skilled trades don't provide the sciences. And it's like, I think you people are really ignorant, or you're in a psychosis of you think that you're better just than the skilled tradesman. But yet again, the sciences have always been there. So when I talk to, like my sister, she's an actual surgical registered nurse. So she's a nurse in the after treatment in the ER or whatever, or surgery. And it's funny when she talked to me and I was like, yeah, these people don't think that I know what I'm talking about. And she's like, they don't know anything.
Exactly. And and what's interesting is when you hold those books up, we're like, there was a time when we were millennials and we would look at those books and we would go $700 for a book, like, fuck that. And now you look at it almost and you're like, oh, you still got one? Oh, okay, well, when the apocalypse comes, well, I'll come to you because you're the only one that has it. And what's even more interesting is what's going on right now with these AI data centers and these collections. I don't know if you've seen this, but they'll literally buy rare books on Amazon and destroy them,
slice them up
so they can contain the information. It's unbelievable, but it really is happening where it's like pretty soon that $700 book is not only just going to be, valuable because of the information that it withholds and the people that are selling it, but it's going to be $7,000, $8,000, $20,000 book because it's the only one left, and it's the only one
it just exists.
Part of this,
it just exists, and because people are so ignorant to physical knowledge, they don't understand. People don't even print photos anymore. They just go to their phones, and then they're mad when their data's lost. Right? But yet again, you believe in the cloud, you believe in this, you believe in that. I don't know about you, but I'm 43 years old. Okay? I remember Olin Mills. And we used to go to the photographer and get family pictures. Now, unfortunately, everything was lost to a fire in my side. So literally, like, bro, like, my whole existence has literally been erased off this planet.
And here's the thing, somebody like Peter Thiel would go, don't you worry, in the future, it'll all be in a microchip. It don't matter if it burns down, we'll keep it for you. Actually, after you're dead, you're going to have a cyborg body that you're already going to be talking through. Don't worry about it.
But it's kind of crazy, like, all my military stuff was lost when I caught my case. Like, I'm a felon for threatening to blow up a police department in the city of New Berlin, Wisconsin.
Whoa!
And this is years ago, before all the hate versus domestic terrorists really ramped up. So my case went in 2007.
Ain't much conversation on that time. How long were you in?
I didn't do any time. I did 2 weeks.
You got out on it? You got a deal?
Well, I got out and I did 3 years probation, just like anybody that had some kind. So I had a roommate, right, and he was heavy into cocaine use, and I was going through some shit at work. I was on family leave because I was gonna go to work and fuck this dude up, bro. Like, and I'm a diesel mechanic by trade, and this dude is an older gentleman, and it's funny how the story goes full circle. So this man doused me with a water hose, and then he was only a supervisor for one night. He doused me with a water hose, and it was negative 10 degrees outside, and then he sent me on a service call. And I was freezing. So when I went back, I was like, bro, I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna grab a 3/4 inch socket, especially for caging this brake chamber. I'm gonna smash this dude face in it. Well, I was like, I'd asked for a while, right? And I wasn't trained to go to the VA or anything for like any kind of like assistance. And then I was on pain medication, which was antitryptamine, which was known to cause
Oh,
psychosis.
yeah, that. Mm-hmm. I had that after a surgery for about a week. That's a crazy.
I was complaining about hip problems, and they put me on antitryptamine, and everything started after that. So yet again, it's kind of funny though, but yet again, this motherfucker got laid out by our parts guy, right? And this dude, his wife, if you look him up, Don and Donna Vogt, Voigt, they were a Ponzi scheme. This motherfucker came to work and bragged about his wife did all these special investments and all this other shit. Stole hundreds of millions of dollars from old people. They were in the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel.
Whoa! And that was who was sending you out that day?
That was his wife, and he bragged about, oh, she bought me a Harley. We went to Disney World. We did this. We did that. Yeah, he got laid, and then he got laid out by the dude in Ideal Lease, which was so hilarious because Rick was the on-road dude, and that's what I do now. I'm an on-site mobile technician, but Rick laid dude out in parts. It was so he got a 3-day suspension for punching dude in the face at work. 3-day suspension.
Wait, and so what happened with you then? Well, first, how many years were you in the service? What was your service? What's your service background?
01 to 04.
Oh, okay. 01
December of 01.
01. Damn, yeah. That's a scary time to be jumping in. That's a break.
Well, time. I signed up and I failed my drug test when I went to MEPS in July, right, for cannabis, right? And we'll get into that later.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so we'll get into that. But yeah, I failed my drug test, right? I'm sitting at home. I'm smoking a blunt in my living room. I'm like, so I graduated high school 3 months after I turned 17 years old.
Oh, wow.
And I'm trying to find work. Nobody will insure me as far as manufacturing because I'm under 18. Mm-hmm. So I'm not unhireable to go work, even though I'm a high school graduate.
Wow. That's crazy.
In the city of Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Yeah, you can't exactly, and that's the thing. It's like it's the cities. It's these cities. It's like and like I was in the hamster wheel in New York. Like I was working for Avengers: Infinity War, Endgame, the top of the stuff, being an executive assistant and everything. But when COVID hit, it made me realize how much the hamster wheel is what you're in it. You're in it. Like we went to go buy a vehicle, and me and my girlfriend at the time were like, we just walk away with the car the same day. That we don't wait like 37 days.
No money down. No. Yeah, here's the keys, motherfucker. Just sign this paper.
Like, what? And then we go home, and then we go, wait a minute, but we're still paying $110 each on our paychecks for our MTA because our MTA is coming out of our paycheck. So the MTA doesn't work. She doesn't want to go on it because she thinks she's going to get lit on fire. We bought. Crazy. Did I just drop there?
I lost a little bit of audio from you, yes. So you're going to have to repeat the last 20 seconds. Your girlfriend dropped MTA, and then we lost.
Oh, it's disconnected. Let me see if I can do the audio on this guy. Am I good now?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yep. Okay, all right, cool. Yeah, so basically, yeah, we were there, and we bought the vehicle, and then we go back home, and we realized that on our paychecks for both of our jobs, she was working for like a finance company, and I was working for Netflix at the time. But the way that the taxation of the city was working, we were essentially paying $100 a month for a subway that neither one of us wanted to get on, and we had to pay $20,000 out of pocket. And guess what? Anytime we went under a bridge or a tunnel, they'd take $20, $30 more from us because we're living
more tolls.
At the same time, they're not giving us what they are telling us that we have to pay for, which is this subway that can take us anywhere. It's a magic subway that's completely safe.
And just remember, this motherfucker never lived in Harlem because he don't match the stereotype of the skin color. This motherfucker never lived in Harlem.
Exactly. No, but back on, I just wanted to point this back out, the whole book scanning. There's a thing called, okay, so the large language models, it's called high-speed destructive scanning. AI companies need massive amounts of clean human written text that hasn't been generated by AI models. Physical books printed in the 20th century and ideally the 19th century are of high priority. Once they pay for all copies of the book, they destroy them in mass scanning exodus so that they can maintain the structural integrity of the information that they're receiving. So basically, they're like, well, we bought these expensive books, so therefore we own it. That makes no sense. Like, you're still not the copyright holder.
Well, people like me, I don't give a shit. I don't care. I understood.
But it's essentially book burning. It's book burning.
Like no, but check this out. Check this out. I understood when Amazon controlled the monopoly on books. It wasn't the libraries anymore. Mm-hmm. Amazon
it's a war that's already over.
Control. Yeah, once Amazon controlled books with Kindle, and that was the initial first scanning of all the text. So I bought my books prior to that. So yeah, you motherfuckers you're 15 years behind the curve. I'm sorry.
I guess for me it's kind of like it's the nail in the coffin. It's the stake, because there was always still that especially as a video, like a filmmaker, like I feel like everyone would go nuts if like the LA County VHS store that still exists right now, if all of a sudden you were like, actually we're going to scan these to AI and then we're going to light the last video store on fire. So like, and that's kind of what they're doing to these old books, is they're going, oh, we'll pay for them. I know you can't afford it at that New York bookstore, but I'll pay for that $7,000 book, and then I'll destroy it so that you have to pay $20 a month to me to read it. It's kind of crazy, crazy amount of control. Mm-hmm. You still hear me? Yeah.
Can you hear me better?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, because there's complaints about the audio, so.
Oh, I think I was hearing like a little bit of a bump from you before, but I'm not anymore. And
I think they want I shouldn't wear earbuds whenever I podcast, because it's just it fucks up every time.
Oh really? Yeah. Oh, that sucks. But yeah, I mean, we're still in it. We still got another half an hour.
No, but I understand what you're talking about. What I said is that knowledge and skill sets are probably the most basic thing that humans should abide by, and I think that we're being robbed systematically. So if you go back to when the Federal Reserve was enacted, to Rockefeller, the sinking of the Titanic, and all of the timeline that has been broadcasted to us as history, it leads us to where we are now. We can't change that. I think we can change where we move for our future, though. Where do you think our future actually should be broadcasted now? Because we're being overstimulated by pornography, overstimulated by Instagram, Facebook, feeds, news, war, cataclysms, weather. Everything's a problem. Everybody's afraid.
Everybody's afraid, but it's also the thing that I've been hearing lately that I just keep bringing up because it kind of like it works culturally right now, is like, oh, so everything is Israel. And it's like, well, it can't all be Israel. You know, you can keep drawing your patterns, but at the end of the day, like, where is it getting you? That's kind of where the central thought is in saying that, is like, we could all sit here in Candace Owens and draw the map, but where does it get you? Conclusion drawn. And like, you're not really moving outside of that framework to actually help yourself or anybody that believes that out. And that kind of is the thing that keeps getting trapped, is no matter what side you're on, you see all these trapping things. For me, the audio is definitely better. And the thing is that I was watching the Nick Shirley video of him on the ground in the Spanish enclave last night, and every reporter, every piece of the media has said over and over again, these are military-aged adults that are lying and saying they're 16 years old, and that they were sent here through social media. Now, Nick Shirley's video two things are said there. One, their actual ages, which they're saying, I'm 23, I'm 28, I'm 25. And you can also clearly see none of these dirt poor, right from the village, human beings of Africa have cell phones to get this information from TikTok. And every one of them is telling Nick Shirley, the Moroccan police told us we could come. And then when asked, hey, speak on the Moroccan king, speak on King Mohammed, what do you think about him? They're standing in Spain and none of them are saying anything. So if they were sent over on a bus, would they say anything? Or would they let you just build your own narrative that they're actually children and they actually have TikTok and this is all the same as the Mexican-American border and no, like this is a piece of their land they've claimed for 600 years, basically. And then you got Ukraine over here taking back Crimea. Why in the world would Morocco not try to take back their own land right now?
Well, the thing is that if there are ancient conflicts that they want to reignite, that is not my business. That's not my business. If Mexico wants to reunite a conflict with the United States by the cartel being the enforcers or the standing army of Mexico, regardless of what government actually is imposed there, that unless the fight comes to my face, I'm
what's
sorry,
interesting to me,
no, I'm not.
What's interesting to me, it's like, to me, it would be like if the Mexican-American border, one day you just go down there and they're like, oh, there's 100,000 people just walking through. And there's no one there stopping them, nothing, for one day. And then you come back the next day and you go, oh, it was an orchestration by TikTok because of the policies of America. No, somebody sent them through and somebody let them through. You don't do that unless it's allowed. And that's kind of the thing that's so interesting is no matter what, the right or the left, this like European American style politics is like, oh, it has to be about the Spanish immigration policy. It can't be about the fact that one human being that was in charge found out about that policy and decided to invade a land or take back a land. And then nobody also wants to talk about the fact that, like, yeah, they've had this land since 1415, but why do they have it since 1415 on Moroccan territory? It's so that they can port things in and out of Africa without ever paying a tariff. They don't have to talk to Morocco. They own the enclave, just this little bit of land for 600 years. And you wonder, like, hello, like, obviously, if you live in dirt poor Morocco, send a bunch of villagers over into that area. Maybe we can.
Yeah, but what's money though? What's money though?
What's money exactly? Because the ultimate control is.
Let's get into that. Central banking systems are control systems to control the populace. Would you agree?
Absolutely, especially when it comes to the IRGC. Definitely.
So, what is the value of human cooperation in today's day and age? And most people can't answer this question, and I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but it's a real question. Human cooperation is completely out of the spectrum of most of politics.
So what was it? Can you reword the question again?
Okay, so if we were to humanly cooperate with all of our enemies, resource regenerative, what is so? But you can't, and this is the fucked up part, and I hate it. I fucking hate it. You got to get rid of the globalist system.
Right. Well, that's the kind of the thing is like, Morocco can do whatever they want, and they can take over the enclave, and they can try to do whatever they want to do. But at the end of the day, Moroccan money is owned by the United States and the EU. Moroccan money is owned by the global banking system. So,
yes,
again, they can do and that's what I'm saying. They did the invasion, but then the next day when Spain turns around and says, you are responsible, all of a sudden they have to go out there and act like, oh, all of a sudden you have all these Moroccan police pushing these people back into Morocco. Why would that be? The only reason that would benefit Morocco is that Morocco doesn't want to get their banks frozen, doesn't want to upset the people that are actually.
Their central government allows them to come in. They pass policy.
Right. But now you have Morocco literally deporting the people in Spain. Why would Morocco do that? It doesn't benefit Morocco to spend those resources, except that their bank accounts are tied to the global system of government.
Right, right. So it's ignorance upon ignorance upon ignorance. Like I said, I would like to get rid of the global cooperation as far as it is through central banking to get to what socialists want. But yet again, socialists don't understand what tangible skill sets do you provide to society. You can't just be a fucking freeloader. And that's what everybody doesn't understand. And my wife is a vocal performance bachelor degree owner. She owns a bachelor's degree in vocal performance. And she can sing her ass off. Mezzo soprano, opera. Real singing.
That's impressive.
And the thing is that I'm just the bones hard diesel technician, but I'm certified in HVAC, electrical, welding, welding inspection, structural code, radiography, ultrasonics, and I have people in the medical field telling me that I have no idea what I'm talking about. And when I told my wife, I said, we're not having any more ultrasounds with our child. She said, isn't it best? No, that's program propaganda. Vaccines are program propaganda.
Yeah. And that's the thing.
Again, now Fauci. Hold on. We're getting into Fauci. So Fauci was ousted in 1984, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89. The propaganda campaign that went to oust all his opposition was spread across all mainstream media. And Fauci was still the hero. And he killed tens of thousands in the HIV/AIDS epidemic. But then in the worldwide COVID, he killed tens of millions.
Right here, during the 1980s AIDS crisis, outing of Dr. Fauci, who was defined as strategically by the LGBTQ activists of the 1980s and 90s in New York as part of the ACT UP movement, saying that he fed them medicine and medications as well as vaccines that ultimately led to the demise of people with AIDS and HIV.
Yeah,
it seems like you're doing the same thing twice, except on a bigger level. It seems like you just did the same thing twice.
Pandemic, and now he's got a worldwide pandemic.
Yeah, same thing, same response.
He tortured beagles with bot flies. And,
that's crazy.
And he took out their fucking way of actually barking to make sure that the noise wouldn't harass the population outside of that clinic. So
the wildest
one. Badge, right? So this is a tattoo. This is a badge for the POWs and MIA that served this United States military and will never be found again. Never be found again. This eagle represents true American freedom. But yet again, I have the Statue of Liberty torch when it still carried a flame and was in stained glass, which everybody knows was produced by the harmonics of music. So anybody that wants to attest this, please go look up Tartaria, go look up India, go look up, I think the thing is almost 10,000 years old. Maybe it's 11,000 years old. It's a temple that actually produces harmonics when you interact with the building.
Wow. It's crazy. And like with the Fauci thing, it's really interesting how he released that documentary Fauci on Disney during the pandemic, and the entire documentary built the narrative that he wasn't at fault for the AIDS crisis. And I watched that whole documentary. I was watching both sides, and this is what was so crazy with this newer stuff, where they're like, you got all these Republicans that are like, I can't believe this guy was full of himself. And I'm like, half of the Fauci documentary, go watch the Fauci documentary. Half of it is him buying candles of himself, of having staffers buy all these different trinkets of the different things that have Fauci's name on it. We always knew he was a narcissist. You were always just building it as though he was the good narcissist versus the bad, evil Trump narcissist. And it's like, no, narcissism is bad.
They killed his opposition, bro. Like, literally, go look up the people that were campaigning against them and look at the accidents that were produced as far as their existence. Like, these people were actually murdered to defend Dr. Fauci. So, Dr. Fauci, and I don't care what people talk about, oh, yeah, RFK Jr., he sniffed heroin off a toilet seat. Hey, look, bitch, I don't give a fuck what this person did. I don't care what
For me, it's only about one thing that he did, and it's actually what led me to voting for Trump for the very first time in my life, which was right after I watched that Fauci documentary with my girlfriend. 2 weeks later, RFK drops his book on Fauci.
Yeah,
and as soon as you read that book, you realize that entire documentary is bullshit. Everything with Fauci is bullshit. I go down an independent avenue of voting third party as I have in every general election since I was 18 years old. And then the DNC and fucking Joe Biden stop RFK. And so then you have to vote for Donald Trump. It's like they pushed that 4% right into his fucking arms.
Yeah, because, and I the first time I ever interacted with your stream, I told you at the Libertarian National Convention, they booed RFK Jr. and fucking Trump. And they forced that third party. And it's funny how, and this is another rabbit hole which I don't want to do here, but we can do on another stream. As far as the infiltration of MAGA and the far right into the Libertarian Party. I'm the Lunatic Libertarian. I've interviewed these people. You go check out my channel. I've interviewed these people. They didn't last in the Libertarian Party. All these fucking people that was from the Mises Caucus and all this other shit, far right fucking
it's the
Nazis they called them at the time. They didn't last in the party, and yet again, they had a lot of money behind them initially, which we knew was infiltration for the true party that participants. And it's funny when you talk about Gary Johnson or you talk about Ross Perot or any third party. Ross Perot killed the fucking presidential narrative, and then he bought his own spot on national television and fucking
or the
national debt at the time, $3 trillion. They're saying that on national events every fucking year.
Ross Perot is so upsetting because if Ross Perot didn't drop himself out and put himself back in, he would have been president of the United States, I believe. The man pulled himself out of the race and put himself back in it, losing all that momentum. I mean, as an independent, you don't have the opportunity to do something like that, especially when you're already leading against the other two candidates. But then the other fascinating one with third parties is Ralph Nader in 2000. Holds a rubber duck chicken up, is the defender of seatbelts and seatbelt safety, and essentially gets George Bush in Florida elected. Like it's pretty fascinating what third parties are able to do with just 1% of the vote.
Hold on, you mentioned seatbelts. So as a diesel technician, I got to bring this up.
Yeah.
To all you fuckers that think that the fucking automakers and truck makers got your health and safety after you with these airbags and seatbelts.
Safety initiatives.
Go look up all of the deaths caused safety. Just look up just go on the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration's website and look up every death caused by a safety instrument. Just look right in their search tab. Safety instrument. And then go fuck off about what you know about what you know and what I know about what I know as far as I'm a fucking expert. I'm a master diesel technician. I'm a master HVAC technician. And I'm a master welder. Chemistry, science, you can talk to me about the periodic table all the time. You want to look about electromagnetic frequencies. You want to talk about AC signals, DC signals. Weld waveforms are built off of AC and DC signals. Now, if you can control that signal precisely through an inverter welder in a TIG form, that's tungsten arc welding, if you don't understand that.
Okay.
Then then you understand that's aluminum. Like, I can create whatever I want just by changing the frequency. But yet again, I'm not supposed to understand that 420 to 440 hertz versus the frequency of light versus the frequency of death. People don't understand.
Just to give you back up your facts on that, there have been over 50,000 deaths since these test facilities started operating, and they total about 300 to 400 a year. Now, that's the same kind of thing as vaccines, where they'll go, well, that offsets versus the amount of people that die in the street. And it's like, but you're testing it, and you're killing 400 people a year. It's the same thing as a vaccine. A vaccine should cure it. A vaccine shouldn't kill people. It's the same thing with the safety testing. It's like, it shouldn't ever kill people. And it should never be about, oh, well, it's a little bit less over here.
Well, what's the ridiculousness of thought to oppress an idea, right? I have a knowledge base, but you're saying that my knowledge base doesn't mean anything because I have this label, title, category. You're just a diesel technician. You don't know anything. You're not a doctor. But yet again, these fucking people don't understand. Like, literally, I'm a fucking doctor. I understand electromagnetics, and I understand electrical impulses, and I understand CPUs and the human brain. All this.
Yeah, the credibility standards is crazy, because like the RFK Dana Bash interview, like that was like what, almost 2 days ago now.
Yeah,
in that he literally says, she goes, well, the science is founded, and the scientists say this, and he goes, but there's hundreds of scientists that you're not listening to. Yeah. That's what's crazy about the socialist communist kind of perspective, where it's like, take the degree, and the degree matters, until there's 100 other people with the same degree that are speaking a different opinion than you. Then the degree is no longer the situation. It's just, this guy's Fauci and he's smart. Like, there's 100 doctors that also have a doctorate that are combating Fauci. Yet you're saying that the doctorate is what makes it so we should listen to Fauci. It's not about the doctorate.
This is where academia lost its credibility. You can't give a degree in social science and then science as far as medical, and then say it's all the same. It's not all the same. You actually have to have critical thinking. You actually have to crunch data. These people are absolutely insane. And I think, as United States Navy veteran, and I told my wife this, I'm sorry, I was like, people think that I drink to cause chaos. No, I drink to prevent chaos, because completely sober, as a unit that I was 20 years ago, like, bro, I was a unit 20 years ago. I was somebody that was doing something.
Can I ask you something? This is something I've always been interested in with ex-military is, were you treated by physicians differently after leaving? Like, they would never give you, from my theory, they would never give you antidepressants while you're overseas, but they're going to give them to you the second that you get home. You know, like, they're going to feed you the medication, but not when you're actually fighting.
Hey, bro, I'll tell you this. I was a part of the pneumococcal vaccine in 2001.
Okay.
United States Navy. And it took me almost 15 years before those records become public.
Wow.
And our recruit division commanders, which I had a senior chief, straight up told us, you're either going to take this shot or you're going to go home. You no longer own yourself when you are property of the United States military. And this is the thing that people don't understand. They injected us with all kinds of shit.
Mm-hmm. And that's what's funny too, because I was saying that before, like I was saying that with my girlfriend at the time during the COVID thing, where she was going, I can't believe they're forcing the military to do this. And I said, I can't believe that your private employer is saying, show me your papers when you work from home. That's the problem. Not the military telling somebody they have to do something. They're the government. They're going to tell the military to do whatever the fuck the military needs to do. Like, you're in charge of them. But for a private employer to say, show me your papers while you work from home, that's way more concerning than.
But that's not exactly true, Alex. That's not. If you read the Uniform Code of Military Justice, that's not true.
Really?
No, it's not. You can absolutely disobey an unlawful order. you can disobey an unlawful order because it's not lawful. You have to.
What is? But then you have to litigate the liability of the legality of that.
Is that, hold on, Alex. This is what people don't understand. When you're a military individual, you actually have to read the law in which you operate with it.
Whoa! Crazy thought.
They actually give you courses on this, and you got to take tests. Mm-hmm. This is.
But at the end of the day,
I don't give a fuck what branch of government. You took a fucking course to operate within the law, no matter what jurisdiction you were getting deployed.
But your setting for court is a military tribunal. So it's like, don't you, in the back of your head, even if it's illegal, know that you can't really disobey it? Because at the end of the day, you're now becoming an activist in a military setting.
That's not entirely true. It depends on if you're in theater. It depends on if you're administration.
Administration, okay. So I can see that, yeah.
That's not true. It just depends who you are. Everybody that doesn't understand is SF, Special Forces, run very deep, and there are many levels to Special Forces before any regular combat forces go in. So CBs are attached to forward operating Special Forces. You will deploy through amphibious and be attached to a SEAL team. You can be attached to a SWAT team.
So you say,
So it doesn't matter.
Do you think that
for operational purposes?
Do you think that? I was gonna ask because of your military background. Do you think that this promise by Trump that he was going to strike Iran with the same military capability as World War II was an empty promise or real?
Trump's a fucking moron, bro. He has no
do you think he ever had it set up or no?
Knowledge of anything.
No.
He's a puppet. He's a puppet for the small hats. And Netanyahu, I hope you get hanged and quartered, you fucking bitch-ass motherfucker.
But I mean, but the thing is with the Netanyahu thing is like it's easy to hate Israel, but now they're literally just giving more money to Ukraine to fight the IRGC.
I don't hate Israel. I hate the people that are inflating conflict across all borders. Because you got to remember, homie, Pakistan is at war with Afghanistan. Pakistan has nuclear capabilities and has been at war with India for 50 years over water rights, and India is a nuclear capability as well. I don't believe nukes are real. I believe that there are huge incendiary bombs that we own that can take out devastating targets, but all nuclear capabilities is nonsense. And then if you understand nuclear capabilities, and then this is where radiation...
I kind of am agreeing with you on that one. Yeah, there seems to be
where radiation comes out of this book, and you understand half-life of radioactive material, and you understand that Hiroshima, if Hiroshima is real, there should be nobody on that island to exist. They said it was almost... 27 million years for the half-life of that radioactive material? But there's a monument right there, and everybody's still living there, and everybody's still flourishing. So,
well, I agree with you on that, only because, like, if not, then why would we not destroy this giant rock mountain that has all their nuclear capability?
Hey, homie, why did we have all them cameras for Pearl Harbor? Why is there so much video footage of Pearl Harbor?
That's a one. That's a wild one.
I'm a Navy veteran. They showed us all this in class.
Of course they did. You gotta show the propaganda somewhere.
Hey, no, the greatest thing I ever saw on film was a chief petty officer go out and try and put a jet out. And he got jettisoned from that aircraft carrier. Shout out to that chief petty officer. And we watched the fucking film Men of Honor in Christmas of 2001. So yet again, when people talk about what is the conviction of a human being versus the conviction of another, you have to believe something more than another, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what emotional damage is caused to an individual if they watch Men of Honor?
Men of Honor. I mean, I don't know if I've seen this movie.
Cuba Gooding Jr., Robert Downey Jr., or Robert.
Oh, I know it. Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about now. Okay.
Come on, Cookie.
Yeah.
Do you understand that that individual is SF? He's special warfare. Like he's an underground demolition specialist. He's meant to disable bombs in the deepest of the ocean. And he lost a leg. And then he wanted to continue his career. And he did that as an amputee.
As an amputee?
Yeah, and a black man. And the only black man to ever go to diver school. Like, he broke the barrier, homie. That was Cuba Gooding Jr. in that movie. Come on, Cookie.
Medal of Honor. I need to see that movie now again. I don't think I've seen that in a while.
Yeah, Man of Honor.
It's a 90s
like,
movie,
when
right?
When I was in Port Hueneme, California, in construction mechanic A school, like, I had that shit on VHS, homie.
Yeah. But going back to what you were saying earlier in the episode, like about like what we can do, like that's what you can do. Like I keep hearing about that, and I'm worried that people are kind of letting go and allowing the AI or the corporations to kind of take over the books, shut off the information, that kind of stuff. But the more that we do things where we put a VHS on and we shut the TV off, the more that we do kind of just fundamentally let them have less control, even though they're still going to have that control.
You got NPCs out in this world that are 90 to 10, right? So the 10% of human beings that operate in this world are real human beings. They're not Cabbage Patch Kids from Tartaria replacement ceremonies out of New York. They're not trained orphan babies. Mm-hmm. These are actually legitimate bloodlines. Like, it's kind of funny. I never understood why my grandmother married a man that was 5'2" and came out of Puerto Rico in 1956, and then she's just half German, Polish, and then half Irish. And then you look at the German, Irish, Polish woman, and then just this 100% Puerto Rican Taino fucker. He's only 5'2" indigenous, and you produce this bloodline, and then I got fucked up dreams all the time, homie, about battles I never even fought, homie. Like it's crazy. Like
somebody in your chat had said something about Desmond Doss, so I was just looking into that, and that was crazy to me because it says here that because they were saying that was a prime example of like people reporting against the military and being able to do that kind of thing. And it was saying here how, he didn't go to a military tribunal, but he refused to carry the weapon and requested Saturdays off to observe the Sabbath and the seventh day.
Desmond Doss was, but he was, what was he? He was a fucking,
well, it said he got the Medal of Honor.
He was some kind of like arbitrator of some kind of thought process where he didn't want to carry a weapon. Mm-hmm. But yet again, but when I say that you don't need to abide by an unlawful order, that goes through any chain of command. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter if it came from your fucking squad leader, your fucking platoon commander. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter. It came from your fucking watchman.
What about the ex-military kind of like the Mark Kelly thing, contorting politics into that?
He's an actor. Mark Kelly's an actor.
I know, but he was military. Like, does he deserve the tribunal for doing that, or is it now he's a politician, so it's okay?
He's an actor. If you work for NASA, you're an actor.
I mean, yeah, you
Buzz Lightyear Buzz Lightyear, Neil Armstrong, and I forget the third motherfucker's name.
Mhm.
Right? They're all the escapees from fucking Alcatraz, according to the algorithms.
Wow, I haven't seen that one. I need to get into that deep dive. That's
Like,
interesting.
I've been down. Hey, you know what? I've had so much free time. I've been down so many rabbit holes. Like, one thing that I'm going to tell you, though, man, is when they killed Captain Russell Seeger, bro, because he was taking care of me in the VA Milwaukee, 2009 Fort Hood. Go look up that mass homicide that happened, mass shooting on a military installation while everybody is being issued their armory. Go look that up.
That's crazy. And you were there for that, or you experienced it when it was going on? 2009
No,
or 2014?
This 2009, November
2009.
2009.
13 people killed, 12 soldiers, 1 civilian,
Yeah,
30
Captain
others
Russell
injured.
Seeger was my mental health professional when I was at the VA. Go to va.gov. You'll see the article where Jay Lomness actually gave a testimony. Come on. Like, I don't talk about nonsense. I talk about real shit.
Do you believe he was an Islamic? Or do you believe that that's... Because, again, like...
Who, Hassan?
Yeah, that's what they say.
Yeah, the plant? Yeah.
Yeah. He's a army psychiatrist
psyop,
that's also...
Nobody remembers it. Yeah, and 2009 is how long ago?
Yeah, but that's also try to connect those dots in 2009. He works for the U.S. Army as a psychiatrist, but he did this because of Islam. How is he in there with those beliefs in 2009?
But you have to
crazy.
understand, if you look up their mission, right? So Russell and Hassan and the other female doctor were going over there to actually perform PTSD counseling in theater. There was an experiment that was going to happen. He killed those men and women. And Hassan, I don't give a fuck what his religious affiliation. They just wanted to say that he was a radical. No. You know that you go look up grenade throw in mess tent Afghanistan 2002. It's either 2002 or 2003. There was a army soldier that threw a fucking grenade in a mess tent that nobody ever heard about. So yet again,
the Cybertruck, the Las Vegas Cybertruck on New Year's Eve.
Reality versus
that's
not reality, homie. That's the thing that I really want to understand.
Yeah,
we're all
that's
a game. We're all playing.
Well, that one, the Cybertruck one is really interesting because Sean Ryan was given a note by that man that said that he was part of UAP. You could say that he's like brain damaged or whatever, but again, this is a man with a military background that drives a Cybertruck to a Vegas hotel, shoots a bunch of pyro and fireworks and bombs off in it. But again, if you have any military, like you're holding that steel book. This person's supposed to know that he was committing suicide, but he's going to choose a Cybertruck to do it in to explode the vehicle. He has no ability to understand metal. And this happens the same exact day that somebody drives through the New Orleans parade, and all we ever get the reporting for is the New Orleans parade, no follow-up on the Cybertruck. No follow-up. See you later. That was military. He was crazy at the end. Every time it's military crazy at the end.
No. I'm going to tell you about, go look up accelerator pedal position 1, accelerator pedal position 2. We're going to look at bilateral commands that are sent to the ECU of your fucking engine to make sure that it's compliant. I can take any RFID or Wi-Fi signature by VIN number and fuck you up.
Exactly. And if you have that knowledge, this person who apparently was part of a secret program for UAP doesn't have the knowledge that he's in a steel truck.
It's not secret.
Well, yeah, it's not a secret now.
Okay, so this goes into what I was going to go into now. Okay, so Germany. Okay, so if you look up continental companies, Continental, and then the injection from this German company that owns all the ECUs that go into heavy duty electronics, but they're just a tire company according to the layman's. No, they own the ECUs for every fucking company, and they're in every fucking HD vehicle. Continental Equipment is in. So they have auto darkening tinting equipment on their fucking YouTube channel. Go check it out. I think it's in the Beamer. Go check it out.
Yes, it's
They go
2000.
through the tunnel and the tints is on, and they go through the tunnel and the tints are off.
And when did they start development? They started development in 2001.
I told y'all, motherfuckers, y'all 20 years behind.
Mm-hmm. There it is.
But I'm a layman, and I'm just a mechanic. I have no understanding of technology.
Right, you don't have the credentials.
Oh, I have the credentials. I'm master certified.
Just not the right ones for that.
No, but yet again, it's funny though, Alex. I have the credentials. I am master certified through Automotive Service Excellence, ASE. I'm certified through AWS, which is American Welding Society. I'm certified through EPA 608 and 609 for HVAC. So no, I have all the credentials.
Yeah, you have the information, exactly. But like basically what I'm saying there is exactly how these people think. It's just like, well, you have a flag behind you that's American, so therefore you don't have the credibility.
Any argument against their bullshit. They want to disregard it. Oh, you're just a mechanic. No, I'm literally a scientist and a wizard. Like I literally bend metal when I put energy to it and make it do what I want it to do. Like I'm a wizard.
Shape and form it, exactly.
In the Viking Age, you know what they did? They infused the carbon through the bones of their ancestors.
Whoa, really?
Yes.
I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Nova. What's funny, homie, when I went through materials testing, go look up Nova PBS, the Viking sword. And it's from a blacksmith that's literally in my same state in Brown County.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
I'm not even joking. The Ulfbert sword. Go look it up. Like, they couldn't reproduce this metallurgy for almost 1,400 years.
Wow. That's fascinating.
Look it up. Look it up. Like,
yeah.
And when they talk about materials testing, like, destructive, non-destructive. So destructive testing is when you actually impact the material and see how it breaks. Non-destructive is when you do ultrasonics or X-ray. And then you see the infractions of the material, and then you calculate where it's going to break. It's science. Like, trust the science. When I know science, I knew Fauci was full of shit. It fractured my entire family.
At what point? At what point did you stop? Completely.
Oh, no, it was day one. Day one.
I was day one as well, but I had already I was in New York City, and I had never taken a day off from work. I worked 12 hours a day, 6 days a week in the film industry. If you take a day off, you don't get paid, or you get paid, but you take 2 days off and you're not getting the next job. It's that kind of thing. And I had to call. This is like the second week of January. I had to call my director for a Kevin James show I was on and say, I can't come in because if I come in, I will vomit in the bathroom all day long. I don't know if I'm so dizzy, I can't breathe. I had like a huge pulsating headache for a week and a half. I had COVID. And then at the top of March is when they started all this bullshit. And by the third week of March, they were telling us all, well, second week of March was you have to put a scarf over your face. Third week of March was actually that mask that Karen bought, we all should be wearing. You aren't, like, because the second week was if you're wearing a mask, you're actually destroying hospitals because the hospitals need the masks. The third week was fuck the scarf, go buy the mask. And if you don't have a mask, you better order one on Amazon because starting week 4, it's now required in the entire city to wear a mask at all times. It was all of that, all institutionalized, while 2 months prior, I had this deathly illness. I did feel like I was going to fucking die. Everyone wants to act like I didn't have it because it flew over in Europe in mid-fucking February. Bullshit. And then we find out 5-6 years fucking after the case, yeah, no shit. It came from a Chinese lab. Yeah, no shit. We're on the same side and we both were funding it. You really want China to admit it? We can't even admit it. Like, we both were doing it to our populations.
Well, the thing is that when COVID hit, my wife literally had a cesarean with my third child. Now, the fucked up thing about, okay, so my first 2 children, naturally born, no interventions, no vaccines, nothing. My third child, my wife had an abruption at 30 weeks. If you know what an abruption is, that's where the uterus decides that it's going to break its water. The child ain't quite marinating enough, right? The nurse at Calumet County, Ascension Healthcare, decided that she was going to administer intravascularly a medicine that was supposed to be introduced intramuscularly. So malpractice could have been had at all points. I had to wait, and I was going to knock the fucking emergency room doctor the fuck out because they didn't have a fucking instrument to inspect. They didn't have a speculum to inspect whether there was vaginal bleeding or not through the cervix, right? And I told this homie, I said, bro, dude, if you do not do your job in the next 25 minutes, I'm going to break your face. Like, I literally told you, I'm going to break your face. But yet again, you're not supposed to stand up for your rights. You're not supposed to speak violently against other human beings that are interrupting your prospect of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, right? They have superiority over you. They have a title, label, or category over you. But yet again, when you restrict those individuals back to their basic, you're just a human being in front of me, you have no title. It's funny how other human beings actually interact with you. Now, yet again, my son survived in the womb. My wife was 6 weeks in intensive care.
I mean, I had my father-in-law was on a ventilator for. That's the other thing too, is I have a different type of experience with it. People are like, the ventilators, it was all fake. They were trying to kill people. I believe they were in New York. I don't believe that they were trying to kill people in Florida though on a ventilator, because this man was breathing very heavily. They debated it. They fought him. They sent him back home. They sent him back to the hospital. They sent him back home. They flew him on a helicopter. And then in Florida, they finally put him on a ventilator. And guess what? He sat there for 43 days in a coma. But on Easter Sunday, he woke up and he survived because he was 73, because he was healthy, because they debated it. So yes, the ventilators were a crazy thing in New York, where you walk into a shitty, neglectful hospital in Manhattan and they just go, oh, you're 35? Ventilator, ventilator, ventilator. But when it comes to the actual machine itself, that 76-year-old that had asthma from his cats and got COVID a year and a half after it existed, he was on a ventilator for 33 days in a coma. And it worked for him. So it's it's so hard, because it's like, it's always about the malpractice. It's never about the vaccine, the machine, the medication. It's about the person putting it out there. It's about the person that's giving it, always. And that's what I really did learn during COVID.
Your grandfather did what he did, right?
No, it was my stepdad at the time. But yeah.
Okay, so your stepdad did what he did. My son did what he did. He got put on a nebulizer, just O2. Undiagnosed virus syndrome is what he was diagnosed with. And he's in the NICU.
Crazy. Well, the last thing
I ever regret, homie, is I ever gave my son steroids. You know how big this motherfucker is, dog? He's
you get it?
6. He's 5'2" and 137 pounds.
Whoa!
You know how big my son is naturally?
That's crazy.
My oldest, you know how big he is?
Yeah. How
He's
big?
14. He's 6 foot
No way.
at 14. And you know how much he
Whoa.
weighs? 190 pounds.
Well,
And he
is
wants
it
to box.
so is it wrestling or is it basketball?
No,
It's got a pick one.
no boxing. Boxing.
Ah, there you go. There you go. Yeah. Oh yeah, you got that Golden Glove. Hell yeah, man.
Oh,
Fuck yeah.
My son's gonna make his amateur debut November of 2026. Now remember,
Awesome.
so it's August 4th. We got 8 days until the gravity shift. If you're down that rabbit hole too.
I didn't know about that, but I mean, right now we got 42 minutes until the first communist gets elected in Michigan. This El Said guy, he's up right now 53% or 55% of the vote. But I don't know how to feel because there's $59 million against him. So it's like, I don't know. I always am like against the money, but he's AOC Bernie all the way. Like it's tough to be like, oh, he's the underdog. Let's go for him. But
No, but
how do you feel about that one?
No, I'm gonna
Yeah.
put a bullet in all their donors' heads.
Okay.
And no, I'm being absolutely truthful to you. I'm gonna put a bullet in all their heads, and then they have no money influx. Just like the Democratic Party is actually bankrupt because USAID was.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, they have like 100 million less than the GOP has like 315 million for the midterms, and they have like 110, but they also owe $10 million still. So they have like less than $100 million in the bank.
So,
and they're spending $56 million though on just this lady who's losing like I just know it's so much money, $59 million, and Al Said's still gonna win.
Well, we have to understand that this is the all centralized systems are failed podcast with the Lunatic Libertarian and then Alex Wagner, because I don't give a fuck. Like, you have to understand, when money came into politics and they said that a business was a human, you deflated any influx of influence to anything other than money. But yet again, the money comes from a centralized system that it's only created out of thin air. There's no tangible asset behind it, other than your labor.
He's beating the money with empty promises, though. That's what's crazy. He's going out here saying, "I'll take Israel and I'll make it a Palestinian one-state solution." You're not the owner of America. You're not the owner of Israel. You're just some Muslim guy from Michigan that was born in Michigan, and you're beating $59 million of AIPAC money. It's kind of crazy. No, he's running for Senate. He's gonna be he's a Muslim AOC Bernie Sanders supporting guy. And he's beating Haley Stevens, who's AIPAC funded with $59 million for the primary. Most ever for a primary, ever given for a primary. And she on Kelchi, she's got like a 1% chance of winning tonight. And she's already losing 15, 20% of the vote. It's crazy. $59 million and it don't mean shit.
This title, all centralized systems are.
Yeah, it's failing. Even the money's failing.
It's valid as fuck.
It's quite an interesting one,
bro. Let's talk about Texas, and let's talk about your what THC is versus what cannabis is versus what the law states. How are you individuals?
So here's my this is went through. Yeah. So in Texas, this has went through 3 different lobbies. Basically, what's really
cannot be measured by plant either. THC has to be done by diagnosis by a very expensive process.
But this is police. What's really going on here is you have people that invested $20,000 to $50,000 in a medical marijuana license in Texas, and those people have money. And they invested heavily in medical marijuana. Well, the hemp bill comes out in 2020 or 2019, and now every gas station can sell medical marijuana. Well, then these people that have money, that have these, literally have these licenses for these medical marijuana facilities, they're going to use that money they already have that they've been spending $50,000, $100,000 a year on to now pay for politicians to lobby to make sure that the gas station can't sell weed. Well, the fact is the reason that that's happened, like, again, every lobbyist will stand up there in Texas and they'll go, oh, this is to protect the children. This is to protect people under 18, blah, 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 blah. But if you look at where the money is coming from, it's coming from the medical marijuana lobby because these people rightfully paid for their licenses. How dare this other person come along and just sell it? And so they're trying to stop the product from being sold. But even now, I have one that's literally a block away from me. And they were selling all of their gummies at half off, but they already have the joints. Because again, now they're selling THCP, which isn't a hemp-derived product, but still has THC in it. They will always beat this stupid Texas, Austin system, especially a state like Texas or Florida or a free state anywhere. You're going to have free enterprise that's going to be like, all right, we'll sell the gummies at half off. Your law went into effect. Yeah, it's $10,000 for every fucking pot brownie you eat, but now we're selling the legal ones again. Go fuck off. And it's just over and over again. They've done it 3 times in 3 years to these people. They have businesses that they still have to survive off of. These people that are selling glass pipes out of their store, they have nothing else to sell if there's no weed. And so they're going to find a new version of weed to sell. And so you're never going to stop it whether you're against it or not.
Well, I don't think you're going to stop anything. The thing is that I don't want regulation.
Right.
I think decriminalization, just like if I want to grow oregano, basil,
and right now, that's why like this is happening. It's happening because of regulation to start with. Because if they didn't have any regulation to start with, there would have been no thing called a medical marijuana license in Texas, and then we wouldn't have people putting millions of dollars into it.
Just stop though.
Yeah.
You're not using the scientific word for the plant. You're using propaganda.
The propaganda word. Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
marijuana.
You're using a Spanish interpretation of
the skunk
the propaganda word. It is not cannabis sativa. Cannabis sativa is the scientific word for this plant. So yet again, legislation, and this is where legislators have no credibility with me right now, because what does it say down there? All centralized systems are failed. So yet again, how do you quantify THC? Well, it's 93.44% purity. But
what is THCP?
Hold on. I'm gonna make my statement and then you can respond. Yeah. It's gonna be let's say it's on a pound, 1 pound. What is the concentration of that pound to THC versus the concentration of a pound on its actual regular weight of cannabinoids, THC, and every other compound that's naturally found in the plant? But yet again, legislation wants you to believe that THC, hydrochloric delta 9, is the fucking problem. Yet again, you can't regulate a chemical.
And, well, it's just that they had it when they were regulating hemp, but the second that you let this go, the rabbit hole ensues. There's no way to put nothing on it now.
Well, we're complaining that them regulating us. We like them regulating us because we like security. The vax jab, security. You wear a mask, security.
Safe. Yep, it's always about safety.
I like to look at all these afraid fucking people, right, in the world, and I'm a libertarian. I'm not a Republican. I'm not MAGA. I think Trump's a fucking moron. I think RFK Jr. is a fucking saboteur of libertarian views. These people came to our convention nationally, got booed, and then, Angela decided, oh, yeah, we were trying to get them on our ticket. Yet again, we had Lars Mapstead and Larry Sharp for
Mhm.
president and fucking VP. And fucking, you want to talk about policies? Go
Mhm.
read their policies, people. Go look at that
But-
shit.
But you
And
can't,
again,
in a
people don't
post-Trump
want
era,
personal
you can't do that.
responsibility either.
It's about winning now. It's about winning now and winning only. And so now
I think
everything, even this, they're putting up a Muslim in Michigan because it's about winning. It's not like Trump has said that and turned politics into that on the national stage. Are you trying to win like an American wants to win? Are you trying to be a loser? And so anytime that you start to envelop actual political policy and try to change the structures of government, you get into that conversation of, all right, loser. and then you get warped into the, well, I just want to win. And now all of a sudden we have a Muslim communist running for the Senate in Michigan. That literally, the guy, Al Said, said he doesn't think that 9/11 should have been mourned. Does not think we should have mourned 9/11. Born in Michigan, a natural born citizen, same age as me, 35.
But the thing is that
Crazy.
these people haven't been punished for their ideology because they're fucking idiots. So yet again, you can be a gangster, right? And then you can be on live stream on Kick talking about how gangster you are, and then once you get checked on live stream, holy shit, you ain't that gangster.
No.
Yet again, it's the same thing with politics, man. And everybody that wants to implement this isolationist ideology without cooperation, I'm sorry, but to all the Democratic Socialists, yeah, I believe 99%. But as an anarchist, where the 99% gets cut off at is you controlling any thought that I put in my brain, and you controlling anything as far as the outcome of my labor.
Well, it happens on my show almost on a daily basis, which is you sit there and you go, and the first thing they say is, actually, we're gonna help you with the healthcare, and then we're gonna help you with this, and then we're gonna do this, and you're like, yes, 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 and then they're like, and condemn neo-Nazi Nick Fuentes, and it's like, what do we? Why do we always have to have this like centralized control over my thoughts and my patterns? Why can't I have my own friends or my own thoughts or my own fucking opinions, and you're just here giving me policy? Why do you have to give me the policy, and then once I'm ready for it, you go, also, we only sit at this table at lunch? What the fuck? Every time.
Yeah, but what's funny, Alex, is that when you tell them that it doesn't matter whether it's you or Nick Fuentes, I'm going to stab both of you in your cranium, and I'm going to watch you fucking eyes go wide, and all your policies don't mean shit. All your policies don't mean shit. Like, real human beings do real shit. And that's the people that I want to talk to. Is the people that go out there and actually make society function. I don't give a fuck about the people that are politicking and doing all this other shit. Like, if you want to politic in prison, right? It's whether you're white, black, or brown, or all this other shit, right? It has nothing to do about this. It has nothing. So if I'm politicking in prison, I gotta go with the Hispanics because I'm dark skinned. I'm not a white boy. But yet again, I still gotta kill every fucking person that is the person that is the opposition to the ideology that is presented, right? It's the same thing with Democratic Socialists. They want to kill everything about capitalism. They want to kill everything about the Constitution. But yet again, if you redact all the laws that are piled onto the Constitution, you might be a free human being.
Well, and I think that's kind of the thing. Is it's the same kind of thing as like Trump in 2015 with this thing, which is like you have Abdul Said getting Hassan Piker and AOC and Bernie Sanders on board. He has only $200,000 for his entire primary campaign, but every single Democrat, every single other person is for this person that's already in office. She's a current incumbent. She's currently in Congress. And she is getting $59 million, and she's going to lose dramatically tonight. Now, you can sit here and you can say, oh, that's because the socialist revolution is on. Or you can be an actual, like, common sense person like me and go, this is because Haley Stevens has $59 million and also is currently in Congress, but sitting in Michigan campaigning rather than doing the job that we already elected her to do. So I guess no matter who it is, even if it's the Muslim that hates 9/11, even if it's the guy that has Palestine first, I don't care. He's not there right now doing nothing. And you are right there right now doing nothing with $59 million. You're doing nothing. So how can you make me defend our values or constitution or opinions or whatever when you're doing nothing with millions of dollars?
Yeah, but what are the people doing, Alex? Nothing.
Nothing either. But again, he's going to go in and then he's going to collect his 59 and then he's going to turn around and
But yet again, the radical individual will tell you to put a bullet in both their faces and say,
yeah. Well, with that said, I got about 20 minutes.
That's reality according to a strategic military individual. Put a bullet in both your faces, and then I understand political instability, and then I understand where your caucus really is, where it's sustainable and where it's not. But yet again, human beings who are so simple, they don't understand the pawns that they are when it comes to the political system.
Well, to just build on that analogy a little bit, like the actual assassination of a character doesn't necessarily change anything, because look at what happened with Charlie Kirk. What it changes is when you put the fear, when the gun is to the temple but not pulled. Because if the gun is pulled, then you just have chaos. Then you just have Israel is everything and Candace Owens is popular in the end. It was never a furry. There wasn't a tape. It doesn't exist. It's all just a figment of our fucking imaginations. We all saw it on Instagram, but it doesn't matter now because you actually pulled the trigger. But the thing that we're really after is when you're not on Meet the Press and somebody is actually threatening your life, do you really mean these things? Or are you just saying them because you're fucking talking to Margaret at CBS?
Most people don't mean anything that they say. Most people don't.
Exactly.
They're all a bunch of pawns, bro. If you look at the dynamic of tangible skill sets, right? So the one thing I argue about is tangible skill sets. If you're skilled in any kind of thing, whether it be algebra or bricklaying, or you understand schematics or electrical, it's kind of funny when you look at human beings in the aspect of how they are misrepresented in this constitutional republic.
Absolutely.
But yet again, we have subsidized everything because money was involved in politics. We subsidize everything. Nothing has been solved with the subsidies that have been put in place to the amount of how many trillions of dollars.
Exactly. Well, with that said, man, I got to get going pretty soon here. In about 20 minutes, we're going to be announcing this guy defeating AIPAC and $60 million of campaign money in a primary. $59 million in a primary. That's just, I mean, if he wasn't a Muslim that hated 9/11, it would be a good day for America.
Hey, man. Thomas Massey showed that there's so much money in politics. Why
That's
even
a pressing one,
participate
too.
anymore? You don't participate with these people. You just put a bullet in their face and walk along, because gallows and guillotines, tars and feathers is something that people have forgotten. And they are not our controllers. They are our employees. And I really appreciate you coming on the show. I know I have a absolute lunatic position on this, but these people, they literally need to understand what fear really is. And revolution doesn't quite justify my position. As an anarchist that understands in skill sets, I think that the people that are in government need to understand that you're not all powerful because we put you where you are.
Exactly.
People.
Exactly.
And we can
Exactly. And that's exactly the thing I've been saying that about with the socialist thing the whole time, which is like you have the prime example with Mondani right now. He said he would give you daycare. What did he give you? 20 state employees free daycare. He said he would give you free food. What did he give you? Well, you have to own a smartphone to be able to scan the QR code with your library card and your state ID in order to get 30% off of a banana. That's what that was.
Identified.
That was not free food. That was 30% off a banana if you own a smartphone and you happen to prove that you live in Manhattan. Okay, that's 30% off a banana. A banana cost me $1. That was never the revolution that I was promised. And I think that that's where socialism and communism end up toppling governments, is that every other form of political ideology is an empty promise, and then they go and work for themselves. Communism and socialism is an empty promise, and then they fuck you in the ass. And if you're going to fuck the person that voted for you in the ass, you're going to end up with the revolution that you were promising them, but it's going to be revolution against you. So
I think you're absolutely correct. Okay, so we are, what are we? We are an hour and a half into this stream. Hey, brother, I'll tell you this. As an anarchist and a skill set individual, I want the revolution to actually happen. Yet again, I don't want the globalists to win because I like to execute all of them as well. But yet again, homie, tell everybody where they can meet you.
Yeah, absolutely. You can go over to Alex R. Wagner and Alex R. Wagner over on YouTube. We will be live in about 20-25 minutes, right around the 8 p.m. Central Time hour, with the Stevens El Said primary in Michigan, where AIPAC paid $59 million in a primary, a record, for sitting House Rep Stevens, and she's going to lose. She has a 1.7% chance on Kelchi of winning this election tonight. So guess it only costs $200,000 to make an empty promise, as long as you're friends with Hassan Piker. So, with
Hey, you know
said,
what? Hey, this is an open invitation to Hassan Piker. Hey, bro, you a big badass Maoist, right? I guarantee you can last 2 rounds at 3 minutes with me.
Hey, there you go. Yes, boxing match with Lunatic Libertarian and Hassan Piker. I want to see it. Let's put it out there.
Like I've been permanently banned off of X Twitter after I exposed Oprah with her Weinstein human trafficking fucking schools.
Yeah.
That's 2021.
Oh, okay.
It's 2026, bro. Like 5 years, bro. Like Hassan Piker, like homie. Like anytime you want it, bro.
Right.
They think you electrocute your dog, homie. I guarantee you somebody's gonna pay me to smack the fuck out you for humanitarian needs.
I will tell you, if I ever get big enough and I get a conversation with him, I'll bring that up. We'll do the pay-per-view. Get his ass knocked out.
I don't even want it pay-per-view. I want it nationally broadcasted, bro.
Yeah, right. Yeah, broadcast that on all socials.
No money.
Ain't no money. Exactly. Just take him out.
I'm gonna knock this Maoist motherfucker in the middle next week.
Have him dress up in it. He wearing it.
Hey, man, I've seen too many people die to understand what a Maoist communist understands as far as freedom of religion, freedom of press, freedom of association, freedom of congregation. This flag, yeah. Nah, Hassan Piker, if you think that flag's fucked up, anytime, homie. I'll break his face. Like, I'm gonna break his face, and
Right.
I've been actually deterred multiple times by libertarians to say, "Hey, bro, don't go down to Madison, Democratic Socialist. Don't go here. This. You got a family, you got a wife. Like, when it comes to comedy, for like 20 years ago, we would deploy for anything.
Exactly. And now you can't walk down the street with a certain opinion in New York. That's it. It is. It's crazy.
Oh, you can, but you got to be able to fucking right hook and.
Yeah, exactly. You can with 2 security.
Yeah, the security comes from these.
Yes.
Or.
Exactly. Yeah, there it is.
The lunatic libertarian guy.
But security is whatever you can provide for yourself, and it doesn't come from government. And that's a true topic that people don't want to really look at. It's not. It doesn't come from government. It doesn't come from legislation. If you think that shit is going to protect you, you are by happenstance mostly the most lunatic motherfucker I ever met.
Yeah,
Alex. You gotta run, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Almost 2 hours in this bitch.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much. It was great talking to you. Let's do it again sometime.
Rock and roll.
Peace.
Hey, Alex, the lunatic libertarian. Hey, just remember, freedom isn't free. But just remember, skill sets is the importance of your life, and it depends on how much time you can invest in yourself.
Absolutely. All right.
Brother,
see you later, man. Peace.
Peace.